Hello guys, what's going on? Clatter here, and in this video I'm going to be playing the ARP Yamato from World of Warships Blitz, game that I've been playing for quite a while. Uh, this ship comes equipped with 3x3 460mm guns, biggest guns, second biggest gun in the game. Hit like a truck. They're very accurate, and the ship has one of the longest base ranges in the entire game. Um, the ARP Yamato specifically is basically just a full, objectively better version of the Yamato. It has the same skills, as the only things that are different is it has slightly better traverse speed and a couple other maneuverability stats, and it gets a special skill which increases the main battery penetration, which is the main function of it. It also increases turret traverse a little bit and reduces your max speed, but those don't really matter. What we're really here for is the AP pen. Anyway, this is my 174k game in it, analyzed to death. If you have anything else to add, please feel free to add so in the comments. I hope you enjoy the video. Maybe there'll be more of these. Anyway, on to the game. Alright, first things first, let's take a look at Matchmaker. 4 battleships, 3 cruisers. Good matchmaker for battleships, especially with Yamato. We don't have too much in the way of destroying defense. 1 bot, so this unfortunately don't for any sort of records. And the BBs, Awami explodes. Colombo, all the Colombos aren't that well armored. Yamato is, if you don't hit the right places, then it can be very tanky, but I generally hit where the right armor is, right places on the Yamato to deal maximum damage. Zao explodes. Seattle kind of has troll armor just like the rest of the U.S. light cruisers, so I mean it should theoretically explode if I shoot at it, but it's always up for a chance whether it does or not. But anyway, let's get into the game right now. So Spear spawning mid. Yamato, I want to, in my idea, by the way, there's no audio in this because my mic is so crappy that I need no audio, otherwise you won't be able to hear me. My idea here is to go sort of between B and A, because there's a great island there. If I need to push up, like I can push up to that island and it's fine. And also, the enemy team on this map loves to push B and C, at least from my experience. So if I get to this position between B and A, then I'm going to be able to get some nice cross shots in on them, get some juicy broadsides. And the island will protect me from any Zao torps that may or may not be coming my way. So anyway, I start pushing up passively here because, of course, mid, you don't really want to hard push mid. There's the bot. No one cares about the bot. I could take a shot at this bot. He's behind an island and it's a bot, and it's probably going to maneuver out of the way of my shell. So I decided to stay and detect here, and there the Zao hops flat broadside. Beautiful. Zao continues to go in this one direction, and bam, 15k. It's a great salvo to start the day. And of course, my teammate gets in on the action, drops him down to about a quarter of his HP on the heel. Alright. So right as I reload here, we're going to pause. So in this case, I shoot at the Colombo. I'm shooting at the Colombo as my guns reload. There's a possibility here that I could have shot the Zao. The Zao is it's low HP enough where there is the chance that I could actually just straight up kill it here. Although he is turning out, which makes it life a bit difficult in terms of aiming. Pretty confident that I can get that shot about 6 or 7 times out of 10. The other option here, well, I didn't really notice it, but you'll see it in the next couple of shots. There's battleship. If you look at the mini map, there's a battleship beached on the island, and that's the Awami. And flat broadside Awami is just itching to get Citadel or take big full pen damage. But I shoot the Colombo here. And I mean, the salvo does turn out all right. Autolock off because he's kind of not moving anywhere. It's pretty easy to aim at. But you can see that Izumo just flat broadside on the side. And here we go. So heading into the third salvo, I aim for Colombo again just because it seems like just out of a little bit of target fixation here, I really should have shot either the Awami or the Seattle that actually popped up on my right flank, because Seattle, of course, it's a cruiser. I'm supposed to shoot at cruisers. And as a battleship, I'm supposed to deal with cruisers, push them away. And he's angled to us, but he's not like fully bow and stern in. So I can still get a reasonable hit on him from this angle. But so that's probably target number two. The Colombo is probably the third best target to shoot at. Seattle's probably second best. First, as I pointed out earlier, there's Tatawami. It's just grounded broadside. It's about the same range as the Colombo, and same flat broadside, but Awami is just a much, much more squishy ship than the Colombo is. I don't have like Colombo. I actually have to like try and hit superstructure, gun turrets. Iwami, I can kind of just hit anywhere, and that it'll get take full pens, citadels, no bounces. So I really should be considering that. Plus, he's the much bigger threat to my team right now. That battleship between B and C, of course, he's playing way too aggressively. But if he is going to decide to play that aggressively, I have to at least try to support him a little bit, and that would require me to shoot the Iwami, since the Iwami is directly in front of him. Iwami's theoretically brawling in air quotes battleship. So it has really good DPM up close, so that Monty really needs all the help he can get against the Iwami. And I shoot Colombo here. Don't auto lock off for some reason. I normally do. That should be what I've done here. But get a good salvo, 7 hits. Already up to 42k after 3 salvos. It just shows you how monstrous all of these have been. And right here in this position, I try to sneak a salvo in on Seattle. This is probably not the best decision, considering Seattle's going full steam towards the island. I'm not likely to catch his back turrets enough to get a citadel or even a couple full pens, since I'll just open the stern. So once again, probably should just shoot back at the Iwami or the Colombo or even this Yamato, which is showing up. He's quite angled to me right now, which makes him harder to hit. But if I can get any turret breaks on him, like that'll be a huge boost for my teammates. But I shoot the Seattle here. Seattle, I kind of get unlucky with dispersion. He does slow down, hit the island, but I don't get any. I get one full pen, bunch of overpens, and we move on. So now my brain finally decides. Oh hey, look, there's a broadside Awami, and I shoot the Awami for the first time all game. This is really what I should have been doing a little while ago. This Awami's been just kind of chilling broadside, basically moving nowhere for quite a while now. And and if I had shot him earlier, my salvos wouldn't be quite as high as the average salvo wouldn't be quite as high as it is now. Right now, it's a little under 12k, like 11.5, which is pretty good for Yamato class, considering I have like a normal reload. I'm like, for Vermont, like that's good, but it's not anything fantastic. But we shoot Awami here. And there's other targets around, but nothing better than this Awami. So we shoot Awami here. I aim for gun turrets at 5 hits, but we do get only 5, but we do get a citadel here, so it's pretty much worth it. This next salvo coming up here, just monitoring battle here. Doesn't look like. Seattle's about to back out to me, but I don't really like. He's low health, and at this point in the game, like considering my average salvo, I'm like, all right, I got a farm damage, so I take another shot at Awami here. This one, no citadel, but 9 out of 9. All full pens are half pen, which is great damage. And now I look at Seattle. Seattle's really, really low, but I'm about to, right at this reload, I'm actually about to take a shot at him. Then I realize that the Shimakaze is also hitting the Seattle right at this moment. So I don't need to shoot at the Seattle. He was just going to kill him myself. At this point, my damage is already so high. I'm at 73k with 3 minutes left to go. And I'm already thinking like, oh hey, I should just switch. I just switch my mind into damage farming mode instead of just going to win the game. Which, I mean, it already doesn't look too good for us since we lost, of course, the two bots are already dead, but we also lost our friendly cruiser as well, human cruiser, which is not a good sign. But, and for those curious, I did not shoot a Wami here because I kind of was too lazy to. I was trying to, like, once again, damage farm mindset. I'm trying to get the salvos off as fast as I possibly can, switch targets as fast as I can, shoot on cooldown. And this Yamato, to me, it looks broadside enough, and I thought I could get a good salvo in here without too much aiming. And so we take the salvo here, and actually it doesn't go too well for us. Like, turns out a little bit, I am a bit too low, and lots of semi-pins, bounces, a couple over pins, only one full pin, I believe. But now we're pushing in, and I get scared of all three of these battleships here. Montana's almost dead. And here is probably one of the bigger misplays of the game. I shoot the Yamato here. I should have shot that alone. I wasn't sure how much HP my friendly battleship was on down there. And I was assuming that, especially since when I glanced over, he was on double fire. I assumed A, that those were permanent fires, and B, that my friendly battleship had enough HP to handle the Yamato. My friendly battleship did not have too much HP left at this point in the game. And I really should have just taken the shot on the Uwami, killed the Uwami. And I would have ended with probably 170k. Like, that's still an insane game. But I really greeted for this Yamato shot rather than going for really what was the better team play and trying to win. So I take the Yamato shot, and my greed, okay, I am a little bit too low here. And my greed doesn't really pay off. We hit 4 shells, worst salvo of the entire game, actually, probably. 4, I mean, they're mostly full pens. They're 3 full pens, 1 half pen, so it's not like the saddest thing of all time. It's not the greatest. So once again, we really only have 2 targets here, Colombo, Yamato. Yamato's closer, Yamato's more broadside. So take the shot at Yamato. And this one goes much better. I am higher. We hit mostly superstructure, tons of full pens. 7 out of 9 shells. And you'll notice here, like, I'm angled towards both Colombos, so they can't really shoot me as easily. Like, let's look here. Like, in a vacuum, I probably should have shot the Black Colombo. The Black Colombo is very close to me. Black Colombo is flat broadside. Black Colombo also has worse armor than Yamato. Yamato, you kind of have to hit the spots. Colombo, you can kind of shoot anywhere. It explodes. As you'll see later on, these guns can they've been power crept a little bit, but they can still hit extremely hard. And I take a shot at Yamato here just because it's best for my survivability. And I was about to start pushing in here, actually. I realized that we're kind of losing, and I decided that I need to start pushing in, and then I got kind of scared by the 3 BBs. This is generally actually something I need to work on, is I play especially like Yamato, Shikishima, even not really Vincent, but like Louisiana, Stalingrad at times. Like, I play very, very passively in those ships because I'm very confident in their abilities at range, and I really need to start pushing in more. I'm using my HP. Like you can see, I'm basically full HP here at this moment, and Armonti's dead. There's 3 ships left, and our friendly battleship down at sea is about to go down. This one right here, this salvo right here, it's like, it might be a slight misplay. I could have shot Yamato. Once again, like dispersion bug, since he's basically fully stirred into me, it would have been difficult for my shells to land like perfectly on target unless I aimed out of my mind, which, I mean, I kind of was this game, but I'm not ever confident in that shot. So I just shoot Colombo here. Colombo's reasonably broadside. Seems to be moving in. We hit gun turrets, take 7 shells, big citadel, no bounces. It's great. So this is the first time during the game where I look over and like I see, oh, My Illinois is at like 0 HP. He just dies, so you one Yamato stuff. But now you'll see I actually start pushing in here. We take the shot at the Colombo and bang. It's 2 Citadels. It's 7 shell hits. We got quite a few semi-pens, but the 2 Citadels more than make up for it. And I'm really pushing in here to mitigate the damage from the other Black Colombo. Because even though, like, at this moment, the Black Colombo isn't looking at me, like, even he's looking at the friendly battleship up north. By the way, like, really weird thing. That's for some reason in my mind, like, my mind was telling me, oh, hey, you can still win this. Oh, hey, you can still win this right at the moment this game is happening. And it would be very, very difficult here. Also, notice, if you look at the mini-map, notice the that cruiser up north, right by the battleship. That's the Zhao from the beginning of the game. He's somehow still alive and he survived this one. So props to him. But even so, I'm keeping the island between myself and the Black Colombo. And we're just shooting Colombo, just trying to kill this man. And pushing into B, trying to get cap B so we can get a little few extra points. Almost taken out with this salvo here. Great salvo. Yamato pops up, hits us with a big salvo there. Oh, by the way, props to Darkstorm, fleetmate here. He played extremely well this game. He's all over the map. He hit me with a couple big salvos. And here, this is kind of a big mistake. I try to... at this point, the Colombo is basically dead. It really only needs like 1 or 2 shell hits to kill me. So, in this moment, I tried to only get off my front 2 guns at Colombo and then save my rear turret for Yamato. However, I pressed the button too fast. When I hit the button the second time, it wasn't long enough after I'd hit it for the first turret. So I just salvo fired all of my guns, and I lose that back turret damage on the Yamato that I could have gotten, which turns out it could have been the difference between killing this Yamato and this Yamato surviving. But we do take out the Colombo here. It's great. Our friendly Iwami takes out the Zhao finally after all this time. With a minute left, up to 154k. Big damage from Darkstorm on me. So I just start backing up instinctively. And this is second to last salvo of the game. Let's just take a moment to admire this dispersion. Like, look at that. This is what Yamato was made for. Even though it doesn't have precise aim, it still has great sigma, great dispersion ellipse. The vertical dispersion can be trolly at times, but especially since Darkstorm here is turning in, my vertical dispersion doesn't matter as much, and we hit him with a meaty salvo. 9 out of 9, a couple bounces, a couple semi-pens, a couple over-pens. But our Iwami goes down, and now it's just me, Yamato. I dodge his salvo pretty effectively. We get basically one last chance here to take him out, and shells out. Dispersion looks pretty good. He's slowing down, bow in, and we just barely don't get him. If I had had that back turret available, and I back out too much, and we would have died. If this game had gone on, I would have died to Colombo. Got Colombo here. But if I had managed to get my back, look at this. Look at this. 51 HP survival. Gotta love it. But if I had gotten that back turret off on the Yamato, like 3 or 4 salvos ago when I killed the Colombo, like, there's a possibility he doesn't survive there. And that would we still would lose the match, but that would give us a little bit more of that would give me a little bit more of a confidence booster besides just the 174k. So here, battle ends, and we lose, obviously. We're down 130 points. Props to Darkstorm. Darkstorm played incredibly this game. And so I'm a bit annoyed. I go look at the team here. It actually turns out my team was reasonable. Like, they weren't great. Like, the Illinois played wonderfully. Iwami was okay. He survived the entire game and only did 60k, which seems odd, but whatever. He was pushing the whole game as well, but he was kind of pushing into his Zhao, which doesn't end up well. By the way, props to that Zhao. That Zhao survived most of the game. and he was basically lost 3 quarters of the beginning through a misplay. But yeah, Yamato, great game from Darkstorm. You really did everything I didn't. I didn't help my team. I kind of just attacked the targets that I thought were the best for damage, not necessarily best for team. And I didn't really push at all. I just stayed in my area, kind of backed up and moved forward a little bit. Sniping, had a bunch of sniping duels. And while I did manage to get more damage, you came out with the win. So good job, you. Um, but yeah, that's everything. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.